Go to a school in this country and ask a teacher how a student should focus. They'll say silence and for God's sake, put that phone away. We do deep work daily as if it's some type of religious prayer, either playing some type of music hall, going to a cafe, or some type of background noise. This is during or before the work. But if you were to ask someone what they really did during the time, most would not have much to say. I spent 2 days in room 332 with 4 participants, 2 teachers and 2 students to see if the activity before the focus time actually dictates the quality of work. I conducted 2 trials with 2 important variables. Day 1 was the silent boredom. Day 2 was the chaotic stimuli day. Results should make students rethink their life choices because this is really important to see what happens when you actually change things. We know that we are obsessed with dopamine, as Dr. Holly Schiff says our digital world conditions us for novelty. And we predicted that a less demanding, occupying, calm task before work leads to higher quality of work. Turns out that is only partially true. Silence was positive for Ms. Devi with a higher score of 91% among all, but for others the silence was not as great. For example, Oliver struggled with a very low performance of 38% after the silence. And the same thing happened with Mr. Lee and Armin. So why is that really? Because performative tasks require accuracy and memorization, which both really benefit from a consistency of lifestyle. But with any reflective, high creative work, you're probably better off giving yourself the time to think, reflect, and reduce the dopamine level of your brains. Come on, how much do you want to really stimulate your brain? And then we analyzed the power dynamics of the 4 people environment that we had. This was again a really small environment, so consider that. And we predicted that teachers would try to communicate with students more than the reverse. This was 100% true. And it's a psychological behavior called symbolic interactionism. Teachers communicate in a school because this is their role in the society. This is what they do as their job. And then we realized that the silence built a wall more than it created the tendency to communicate. And this really refuted our theory that the more silent the environment is, the more the people might want to communicate. And then there is a passing of time. We predicted that time flies faster in trial 2. Guess what? It was supported. This is the flow theory. When you are in the zone, the time flies rapidly. In the silence, however, not much. For example, almost everyone overestimated the 7 minutes of silence by 3 minutes in the first trial. Broader implications, it's a design flaw by schools and insisting that silence is the only environment in which we can perform well in. We're judging everyone as if they have a very quiet life. But this can be changed. So what can we students do if that can't be changed? We can reverse the school system, we can have a reverse system, and we try to study and practice in silence. The environment that the exams are taken, the environment that the tests are taken, and we do our assignments in. So that's what we should do. That's what you should consider. And in 10 to 20 years, we would most likely have advanced Instagram reels flying to your face at the speed of light. So we should use tech more responsibly in those years. So kids, it's important to keep your focus, perform consistently, and never forget the silence when it comes to creative things. Stop fighting with your brains with so much stimuli. I'm Arsa Masefi, and I'm going to find some background noise to get some work done. Stay focused. Thank you.